These are the Fat Gripz Pro Series, the 2.25-inch diameter Pro Series. My first impressions are they seem really high quality. This is heavier than I expected it to be, and so we shall unbox it. Okay, so what this is saying is if you're doing a pressing movement, like bench press, you want the slit to be facing away from you. And if you're doing a pulling movement, you want the slit to be in the kind of cup of your hand, so facing you. So if you're doing pull-ups, you're going to want to use you want to put the Fat Gripz on so the slit's in the middle, in the center of your hand. So that way it doesn't slip out. And so that is the only instructions that it comes with. So let's go test these guys out. We got our Fat Gripz here, the large 2.25-inch diameter grips. We'll do the test. So keeping my thumb on top really wasn't much more difficult. But I'm going to try to pinch grip it this time. So that made it a lot harder, but still not significantly harder. So I'm going to start adding more weight to it to make it challenging. And so I have this really cheap alternative to a weight vest, which is just an old backpack that I put weights in. What I like about this a lot is not only is it free, if you have an old backpack laying around, it doesn't pull on your lower back like a belt strap would. You'll find those at a lot of gyms. Those hurt my low back if I add any significant amount of weight to a belt strap because the way it pulls on my lower back. But this pulls on my shoulders and all the load is still in my arms. So I like it a lot more. To make it easy, just go on one knee, and down, stand up. And so using the backpack as an alternative to a weight vest is better when you can use plates, but this gym only has the road plates and they're all really big, so it won't fit in my backpack. But your typical gym has, you know, when the 10-pound plate's smaller, 25, so on, it gets bigger and bigger. It's a lot easier to jam a bunch of 10s and 25s into the backpack instead of the full-size plates. So dumbbells work, but it gets a little bit more awkward. So we're gonna add another 15. So we got 45 pounds. Okay, so what I'm noticing now is with the Fat Gripz, if you're not pinching it with the thumb, like this, the Fat Grip will start to spin. So I was grabbing it without the thumb, then the Fat Grip will spin. Okay, and so I found this, the head of a dumbbell laying around. I wasn't gonna add any more weight to it because any more than 2 dumbbells in that backpack and it's not gonna work. It's better with just plates. However, did find this and that'll fit in the pocket nicely. So that's a great way to train your grip if you're at an experienced level of grip training or rock climbing or ninja warrior training. Is using them for one arm pull-ups or just one arm dead hangs. This is significantly more difficult than the bar, whereas you can hang out here for a while and really not feel much in your grip at all. It's just eventually your shoulder kind of starts to hurt. Whereas this will significantly limit your duration for hang time, and it places it all on the forearm to keep your body up there. So overall, I'd say it's a great product, but I'm just gonna try a couple other exercises real quick, ones that I might not do very often, just to see how well it works, such as bicep curls and deadlift. So try those. Okay, so we have the bar loaded with 135 pounds, so 45-pound plate on each side, and so we'll see how well this works with deadlifts. So I found that to be a really good grip exercise. For me, the deadlifts with the Fat Gripz were much more difficult than pull-ups, even weighted pull-ups. I was really pinching to keep that bar in my hands. And what you'll notice is your thumbs, right? So you have all your fingers up top and your thumbs on bottom, and you are squeezing as hard as you can with your thumbs, and it's a lot harder than I ever had to squeeze with my thumbs before. So they feel pretty sore already just from that set. I really didn't feel much when I was doing pull-ups with my thumbs. I know sometimes I did the open grip, sometimes I did the pinch grip, but even when I did the pinch grip, it wasn't too bad. But deadlifts, I'm finding, is a really good way to build that grip. I can really feel all the activation in my forearm when I was doing this last set. So I'll give it another. So that was 155 on the deadlift with the Fat Gripz. Yeah, that was pretty difficult. I couldn't do very many reps. This is a surprisingly good grip exercise, especially for the thumbs. Okay, so now we're gonna try bicep curls. Okay, so what you can do to hit more of the forearm, and in this case it's going to hit the thumb a lot, is just to do a reverse curl. And so when you're holding that bar up, you're going to be supporting it all with your thumbs. You're going to be squeezing your thumb. And so this is going to train that grip, but specifically the thumb quite a bit. Reverse curl, it puts a lot of tension on that thumb, so you need to be supporting yourself with the thumb quite a bit. So it works the forearms a lot more doing the reverse curl, but I found that my thumbs were just in too much pain to keep going, and so I'm not used to all this thumb activation. As far as grip goes with rock climbing, there are some pinch holds, yes, but it's mostly crimps, jugs, underclings, side pulls, things like that. So you're not constantly pinching like you are with the Fat Gripz. You're just supporting tons of weight with your thumb all the time. And so that's really new to me. Okay, so the last exercise is just going to be bicep curls with the dumbbell. So give that a go. What I'm noticing is anytime the weight is being pulled up like that and you're pinching it, it's a ton of thumb work. But for instance, if you can hang, it's not as much thumb. Bicep curls aren't as much thumb, right? It's more of kind of more like your wrist almost is where you're gonna feel it, like kind of almost at the top of your wrist. The thumb isn't really helping at all when you're doing a bicep curl, but it is gonna tax the forearm. But if you turn over and do a reverse curl, now all the weight is resting on the thumb, so it's activating the thumb muscles. Much more difficult. So same thing with the deadlift, right? So when you're deadlifting up, the thumb is, you have to pinch really hard with the thumb to keep the weight in your hand. So when you're doing curls, you're not really feeling it. When you're doing pull-ups, you're not really feeling it in the thumb. But definitely reverse curls and deadlifts, or if you did like a bent over row, you're gonna feel it in the thumb a ton. And so consider that when you're training your grip, incorporate exercises that help the thumb strength, but also maybe don't overdo it. If you're new, I know I'm not gonna overdo it since my thumb is already pretty spent and I don't wanna get injured. Pro Series, the blue ones that I have, those are gonna be really good for beginners or even intermediates. But if you're an advanced grip trainer per se, someone who's been training grip for many years or even just a few years, you're probably gonna wish that they were making the movements more difficult on the grip. But that's where the Fat Gripz Extremes come in, and I have a set coming in the mail whenever they come back in stock, so look out for the review video on that. Thanks, guys.